Welcome to another episode of Wealth Beyond Numbers. I'm your host, Dennis Coral, and we continue to be here with Lina Ustundag from Lina Ustundag CPA. Thank you for being here again. And today we're going to talk about topics on new trends on accounting and finance. Lina, since the start of the year, we had a new administration that took over. We had the tariffs. We have a lot of movement in the stock market. We also we're living in a period where interest rates are high. The average mortgage rate is in the 7% range. And CD rates haven't really kept up. The average 6-month CD rate is less than 1%. And inflation also is here. There's new technologies coming in now. There's AI, new softwares, new tools out there. And that relates a lot to our industry and how we work and collaborate with each other, in financial services, in accounting. Technology it's very important because it allows us to be efficient and helps us with clients. But can you tell me more about how all these changes that we have experienced in the last 6 months have affected the accounting industry?
Certainly. We always have changes. So accountants were used to constant change. It's a constantly evolving profession. Laws change all the time. We have phase outs. We have provisions that expire, they get extended. We are used to checking on the law constantly to make sure that we are current and that we are applying the correct thresholds and rules. So that's definitely one thing. Second, technology, as we all know, it's changing incredibly, especially right now with AI. I think everyone's trying to explore what it can do, how to integrate it into their businesses. We also have to be aware of the risks of using AI because it makes mistakes. Quite a few mistakes. So we have to have always a human checking on is the information that we're getting correct? Are the sources listed correct? Can we rely on this answer? So it's a great tool to get started, but if you're relying solely on AI, I think it's problematic. So definitely that's a consideration. And then globalization, we have to look at what's happening in the rest of the world. What laws are changing in other countries, especially for us that we work with so many international clients. What are the laws in those countries? Do we have tax treaties? What is getting approved? Canceled, what tax rates for corporations changed, or what benefits are there. We have to be considering that. And with the tariffs, yes, it's been definitely a roller coaster. Many of our clients that import are seeing definitely effects. But we work with attorneys. In this particular example, we have attorneys that are specialized in tariffs that we can do planning. So there's always solutions. If you have an issue, the best thing is to bring it up and we brainstorm and see how we can help you solve it.
Yeah, that's a great. I hear often, I've been doing these podcasts more often with different professionals, that planning is key, being proactive is extremely valuable and important. But technology is here to stay. Technology is in everyday lives. Now we live with our phones. We cannot live with our phones, some of us, and we get quick answers. Sometimes we may not get the right answer, especially as we're using AI. But I think one of the great things from working with you is that you take the time to invest in technology. You have a portal, just like we also have a portal as well, that help us collaborate with each other really well when we work with clients, because our portal is secure, your portal is secure. But one thing that's unique is that you can upload documents safely, so clients can safely document, add their tax documents, are their W-2s, are their 1099s, and then you can see it and be proactive in the planning.
Yes, and the portal also allows you to send questionnaires, which makes it easier for the client and for us to understand what we need from you, what else do we need to ask from you. So we tend to ask key questions to see if we need to dive in a little bit deeper. Maybe you don't know what to provide us, but we, from those questions, do know what else to inquire. When it comes to our relationship, it's you and I have a great communication, so it's always I just communicate with you directly. pretty much all of our clients agree that we can just request what is needed from you directly whenever available. Of course, as soon as those 1099s come out,
we send them over.
You send them automatically. We don't have to struggle with that. But the portal is definitely a great tool, and our clients can even, I received this tax form, let me scan it from my app, let me scan it right into my portal. They don't have to go find a scanner anywhere else, or we don't get a JPEG that is difficult to, or some other format that we can't open. So that definitely helps, and it adds security. It scans pretty much everything that is uploaded into it.
Yes, and I really enjoy working with you because not only we have a great working relationship, but also clients can feel confident that things get done for them. And I can remember 3 weeks ago, a client even emailed me their tax form. Then it was supposed to be sent to you. And so I went on their portal and I showed them and I walked them through it. And once their tax documents were completed, then I immediately uploaded in our portal for our client. So that made their life much easier because things get done behind scenes. And that personal service is something that it's I would say it's unique because we're using current technology, best in class, and we're marrying that with personalized service.
Yes, and I can definitely vouch that you go out of your way every time that you are able to help. You go out of your way to get it done, to find the information, even on areas that might not necessarily be what you do for them, but just to be able to provide that service for the client, for them to have a peace of mind that they're being helped and covered.
Thank you. And you also do go out of your way because you take the time to explain to clients what it is that they're doing, what it is that they can do. Most accountants that I worked in the past just really focus on finishing a tax return. They don't look at what if someone can do differently that can help them reduce their tax liability or save for retirement. And I think that makes you special as well and very unique. And one of the reasons why I really like working with you, because you do take the time to look at doing tax planning for someone that normally they wouldn't take the time to do. Normally they would overlook that, look at it. And that's, I think, what makes our relationship special because we can help clients pinpoint areas where they can save money, they can save taxes, they can be more efficient with their finances. And at the end of the day, that gives them a lot of peace of mind.
Yes, thank you. So, and that's a great point. So when somebody comes and we do a return, it's after the fact. We are taking what happened already and put it together. And we do what we can to save, the taxes that we can, but there's very little we can do retroactively. So when we do the return, we do analyze what happened and what could have been done better. And we've had this conversation with many clients. How about this? How about that for the future? Because we can't fix it going back, but let's fix it going forward. Maybe they weren't with a good advisor before, but now they're in good hands. Let's make sure that this is addressed and reviewed, and vice versa. You also give me feedback. How about this client? What about this type of retirement account? They haven't made the contribution yet. And I love that about your firm. They are on top of deadlines. They make sure clients contribute by the time they have to contribute so they don't miss those opportunities. One thing is to set up the plan and to just let it be, and one other is to monitor and help clients truly take the benefits.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you for bringing that topic. On a different subject, one of the things that I also notice is that you do review their tax returns. You just mentioned it. I think sometimes people may be working with an accountant or an advisor, and they just may be used to that relationship, but it's not a great relationship. Either they are not getting good support, they're not getting great results, they may be overpaying in taxes, or they may just feel that might have outgrown that person. And that does happen often, especially as people transition to retirement. You may want to work with someone that has the skill set that can really help you get from point A to point B. So we often in our practice do reviews. If somebody's working with another institution or another financial advisor, we provide complimentary second opinions. And that's very valuable. They're at no charge or obligation, but do you also provide second opinions for your clients that either have a businesses that they might have already filed a tax return and they may be on the fence of whether they're looking to switch or maybe looking to start a new relationship with somebody?
We can do that. It's a little bit more challenging because to review a tax return, you really have to go through all the source documents to make sure that the source data is correct, the calculations are correct, the assumptions made are correct. So it is a little bit more difficult to do that, but it can be done. So now, if there's a concern about something very specific, it's of course much easier to come up with the parameters to review that specific transaction. Did they report it correctly? Is this how it should have been handled? But that's basically reviewing a return is you have to basically rework all the calculations.
But
So
I noticed you have done that too.
I have done it. Yes, absolutely. We can do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, Lina. Our next topic that we're going to be discussing is misunderstanding topics on finance and accounting, which I think is going to be great because a lot of people have misconceptions and sometimes they go on Google or the internet to get their answers. So stay tuned for our next episode where we're going to be discussing misunderstood topics on accounting and finance. I'm your host, Dennis Coral, and this has been another episode of Wealth Beyond Numbers. And as we like to say at Coral Wealth Management, retirement and financial confidence starts here. Thank you.